Hello?
Yeah, I'm here.
Hello?
Oh,
Thank you. Thank you so much, Bob. Thank you, everyone, for your patience, and welcome back to today's show with Bob Charles. I'm Svetlana Kim, your host, and today is August 1st. I cannot believe it. Time flies, and I think because we're having so much fun, our mission is to bring extraordinary stories worth to share, and we're so blessed to have amazing people on our show. Well, today is our guest, amazing Bob Charles, producer of the Bob Charles International Radio Show, and it's a unique talk show with a twist. And I had an honor to be on Bob's show, and I had so much fun. So today we're going to interview Bob and to find out about his lessons in manhood, Radio Mecca, and humanity. His show is truly unique because it's a place to listen about world discovery, about what's going on in the world, about Asian civilization, quantum science, paranormal, spiritual, and New Age, and the list just goes on and on with amazing hosts, including Jamie Clark and Karen Dower, and listen to their shows. I just absolutely love their shows. Bob started as a professional musician, and he was a lead singer and college-bred musician for 38 years. Bob's last band of 11 years touring the world was Turning Point, probably one of the best original bands in America for many years. And now it's his new chapter in his life, and he is running very successful business and amazing international radio show, the Pyramid Network. Bob, welcome to the show, and thank you so much. We're privileged to have you with us today.
Are you kidding? It's an honor to be on your show.
Oh, see, I told you. You always make people feel great and relaxed. How does it feel now for you that someone is interviewing you? Because you've been interviewing so many people. There's like how many shows? Over 8,000 shows?
No. There's about in 2 years I've done about it's somewhere around 460, 470 shows.
You know, because I Googled today, the number came like 8.6 something. You know, I'm crazy about numbers and numerology. So today I want to talk to you about lessons in your life, because you really reinvented your life many times, and some of us who wanted to make a change in life and were so intimidated and scared, and were thinking, should we move forward that direction or not? If you can give us at least one advice. And we wanted to talk about your network, because I think it's phenomenal that you created that platform for your listeners globally in 108 countries, and for the hosts to come and to share their expertise. Like, you know, I called in when Jamie Clark was on the show, and like you said, he didn't even know me. He didn't know my full name. You addressed me, you called me Lana, as most of my friends call me, and he just told me about my strengths, gifts, and some parts that I need to learn.
Exactly.
And discover about myself.
You know,
and humanity, you are serving, because you can really stop where you are and be comfortable. You have a boat, you have a dog, you meditate, you wake up early in the morning, you walk at 3:30 in the morning every day, but you do much more.
You know, I was gonna say that when you were talking that before about, you know, different things that you do and all the crazy things that you do. It was, you know, let me go back. Let me paint a picture for everybody that's out there listening, and I'm gonna tell you exactly. I mean, everybody in their life has ups and downs. If we don't have them, we're not human, or we're supernatural, or we're robots. One of the two. But there's always ups and downs somewhere. You know, it's got to be out there. And this show is a more or less a putting together of the whole life and all the experiences and everything that's ever been done in communication, broadcasting, music, you name it. I threw it into one place. Now, with help of a media director, we put together something that works Bob's way. There's a lot of ways to do something. You could do it your way, you could do it your way, or you could do it Bob's way. Well, Bob's way is get the word out. Get the truth out. Do not edit anything. If you goof, so what? This is the way we put out the shows. We put them out like humans, so real humans can understand what we're talking about. And I do that all the time. I have doctors, people with 3, 4, 5 master degrees and things, scientists, quantum scientists, paranormal experts, and all those type. I've had astronauts on the show. All these people that are so smart, it's unbelievable. But you ever turn on one of those shows and you can't understand what the person's saying? So what I do during an interview like that is I will sometimes give it back to the audience in my words, not his words, because I understand him. I know about him. I've researched him. I've read about him. I know all about him. So what we do is we make this so it's palatable for everyone in the entire world, which is something that is just, I mean, it's unheard of. I mean, when you watch TV at night and you watch the media, the commercial media, and that usually 99% of the time, there's always that 1% they leave out. And we've designed our shows and then network that nothing is left out.
Well, you have hosts from all over the world.
Right.
Hawaii, France, Africa. You open an office in Australia, in Texas, and you're just expanding. That is just truly unbelievable. Congratulations.
Yeah, well, what a lot of radio stations and everything else say they're global. Well, okay. Where's your other office? Where's your other studio? Where are you transmitting from? Oh, well, I'm just, they'll tell you, well, we're transmitting from here, and then we pass it through, and there's no passing through. I actually have a real studio in Australia. So what happens is, below the equator, if this show is on now, it can play tomorrow in another time zone below the equator. And let me see. Right now it's It is right now 7:09 in the morning in Australia, in that office. So if I finished this show and I gave him a copy of this show, he can play it for everyone down there for breakfast. Now that's only if I gave it to him. If I gave it to him in 1 hour, he'd be playing it tomorrow. It's already Saturday there. So this is the way we expand.
How did you start, Bob? Did you have the vision that it's going to be global radio talk show?
Actually,
or you were thinking, I'm going to talk about certain topics, like 5 or 6.
Yeah.
How did you evolve from an idea to implementing, creating, and being successful, and now going to the next stage, expanding globally?
Our partner radio station, and these servers and things that come through, and who actually made the show what it is, or helped make the show what it is. That's www.kinetichifi.com. That's what you see when you go onto the chat box during my shows. You'll see Kinetic Hi-Fi. They actually have the chat box and the server and everything in it that we put our signals through. What we did was, when I started with them 2 years, in fact, let me make this so that everybody can laugh their pants off. I saw an ad. A little ad in a little newspaper, and that it was online, and it said, "Would you like to be a host?" So I turned around. I said to myself, "Oh, wait a minute! I've been in front of a microphone my whole life. So what's the difference whether I have a guitar in my hand and I'm jumping up and down singing, or sitting down talking to somebody? What's the difference? It isn't. It's still a microphone, and I'm still here. Okay, I'm talking to myself now, but that's okay. A lot of people walk around talking to themselves. But in a case like this, I went, and it was an interview, and I went and I took the interview. And the two gentlemen, and in memory of one of those members that just he just passed away, as a matter of fact, on July 4th, dear friend of ours, which is Brad Cooper, and he was one of the owners of Kinetic Hi-Fi Radio. An amazing, I mean, he had an impact on me like you have no idea. I mean, he was an IT guy. He was the kind of guy that, like, if it had to be done, it was done. Sometimes you had to kick him in the butt a couple of times, but it was done, one way or the other. He was a very, very young kid, and he enjoyed life very much, as far as I know. And he was a brain. He really, really was. I mean, anything in that I've gotten out of the actual the radio part of it, the communication part of it, the electronic part of it, I got from him. So he was a big help in that and what goes on. But what actually happened was all three of us sat down, and he said, if you were on the radio now, what would you say? What would you do? So we went into all these, play back and forth, Ned, as I would say this and I would say that. Them not knowing my background. My background is I can go in front of 50,000 people and I can say, hi, how you doing? Just like we are right now on the radio. It doesn't matter. You know what I mean? The world is the world. The people's consciousness and who they are is who they are. And if I'm going to say, hi, how are you, or welcome to my show, or whatever, I really mean it from the bottom of my heart. So these two guys hired me, and they said, you know what? What do you want to do? What day do you want to do? And I said Sunday. So I did Sunday. I mean, even in religion, the seventh day is your day off. So I was going to take a day off, and I was going to regress back to my background. And I did a couple shows, and they weren't bad. They were okay. You're starting out in the radio business, and it's pretty good. And what I did was I was sitting there one day, and I was talking to one of the owners, which was Boyd Stroud. And as we were talking, he turned around to me and he said, you know what? Maybe you should be doing more of that than what you're doing. And it just blew up. Everything that I was thinking, everything that I had on my mind just came out.
Wow.
And with help of everybody in that around me, we started getting, into spiritual people. We started to getting into crystal skulls. Crystal skulls, I've done more crystal skulls, guardians, on my show, interviewed them, than any broadcaster in the world. In a course of about 4 months now, we did about 34 crystal skull guardians. Half of them famous crystal skulls. So that's where we were going, because awakening, the world's awakening, is something that's our direction. That's where we're going. People have to learn that what you are used to listening to